What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Hot Button Sports Show. It's your host, Isaac Lane. And today we want to get into a projection or prediction video. Can't you smell it? Can you smell it? Can you smell it? Football season, both college and NFL, is right around the corner. Within the next 6 to 8 weeks, we are going to be slap dab in the thick of football season. Listen, I love basketball, but my patience is kind of wearing thin. As you know, as long as the basketball season is, I love it. We're going to get into some basketball this week. But I want to talk football, man. And I want to take time to go through every division in football. And I want to give my predictions for every team's record. We're going to go division by division. And I'm going to give my predictions for each and every team as it relates to their record. And what better place to start than the Super Bowl champs division, than the division of the Super Bowl champions. Let's start in the NFC South. The NFC South. Just some preliminary insights concerning the NFC South. I believe this is going to be a down year for the NFC South. One in which we haven't seen in a while. The NFC South for a while was considered one of the best divisions in football. But this season, as you'll notice as we go through this video, the NFC South is really in a rebuilding process. There's only one team that's not technically rebuilding, but simply building off of what they were able to accomplish last season. So we're going to do this. We're going to project there. I'm going to give my predictions for each team's record in the NFC South. And how we're going to do is we're going to go from worst to first. Okay. We're going to go from worst to first. And coming in at, I guess, number 4, or the worst team in the NFC South, according to the Hot Buttons prediction, are the Atlanta Falcons. And listen, I am not being biased. I am not being biased. You follow this channel, and if you know me, you know that I do not like the Falcons at all. However, I've acknowledged in previous videos on this channel the talent and the how great of a football team the Falcons have been over the last decade. And when I say team, I'm specifically talking about the product of the players. The Falcons have had good players. They've had some good seasons. They just haven't been able to put it together. And this season, I think, is going to be one of the worst seasons they've had in a while. Can't get too worse than last year, of course. Might be a little bit better this year, but they're going to have the worst record in the division. The Atlanta Falcons come in at 8-9. The Atlanta Falcons come in at 8-9. Now, all my Falcons fans out there, before you pick up your stones and throw them at me, let's just talk for a moment. Give me a reason to believe otherwise. Give me a reason to believe that this year the Falcons are going to be so much better than a 500 team, or even a 500 team. I got them going 8-9. And here are the reasons why. Number one, they have a new coach. A new coach. I believe Arthur Smith from the Tennessee Titans, who in my humble opinion isn't a great coach. I mean, I could win a bunch of games too if Derrick Henry was my running back. Tannehill wasn't asked to do much because he had that run game to lean on. So it's a new coach. And whenever a team has a new coach, for the most part, by far and large, for the most part, for the majority of teams, no matter what the sport is, when you get a new coach, that means that your team is going through a rebuilding phase. Now, this guy, Arthur Smith, he's no Lombardi. He's no Shanahan. He's no Belichick. You know, so help me out. Let me know in the comments. A new coach, fairly inexperienced. It's not like he has a lot of clout on his resume. The Falcons are going to be rebuilding this year. New coach, not only new coach, but new GM, new front office, new things going on. A rebuilding year. But most importantly, the reason why Falcons are going to struggle this year, and I have them going 8-9, is because there's no Julio Jones. No Julio Jones. And listen to me when I say this. The Atlanta Falcons are nothing special without Julio Jones. What made the Falcons so special, going back to that Super Bowl run, in my opinion, what made the Falcons so, oh my gosh, we got to play them this week, it wasn't Matt Ryan. It wasn't necessarily that defense. What made people say, man, we got to really strategize on how we can defeat this Falcons team, what took them over the top was one player, and that's Julio Jones. And you don't miss your water until your well runs dry. Now, everybody in Atlanta, for the most part, is saying we're not going to miss him. We got Calvin Ridley. We got all these other guys. Listen, I believe this season it's really going to show how valuable Julio Jones was for the Atlanta Falcons, and they're going to be up a creek. Now, you're going to ask Matt Ryan to throw for 4,000 yards without arguably one of the greatest receivers we've ever seen play football. And I believe that's going to spell trouble for the Falcons, specifically for Matt Ryan. Once again, I repeat, the mystique behind the Atlanta Falcons for years was, what do you do with this anomaly, this one-of-a-kind specimen named Julio Jones? He's not there anymore. So now, to me, there's nothing mystique. There's nothing that pushes this team over the top. They no longer, in my opinion, even have a generational talent, a once-in-a-generation talent. He's gone. He's in Tennessee. And last but not least, Falcons are going to be the worst in the NFC South, in my opinion, and have a record of 8-9 simply because they don't have a running back. They don't have a running back. They are the only team in the NFC South without a running back. The Bucs have two of them, Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. The Carolina Panthers have one of the best, arguably, depending on who you ask, the best running back in the league. That's Christian McCaffrey. And the Saints have Alvin Kamara. Who the heck do the Falcons have? They do not have someone who I can look at and say, you know what? This could be an all-pro caliber running back. This is a Pro Bowl caliber running back. They do not have that. Todd Gurley wasn't that last year. I don't know who they're going to look to this year, but it is very tough for you to win in this league without a running game. And especially in the NFC South, where I believe, you can have some decent defenses, and it's going to be difficult for you to win games without a running back. Falcons, worse in the NFC South, 8-9.